So I'm getting people freaking out saying I'm a green card holder, calling me like, I heard you can't come back in. There's this woman on TikTok who said her niece was able to re-enter the U.S. And as always, 99.9% of the time, the information that comes from people, they have no idea what's going on with the case. So that's bad. But there are some parts are good, and some people saying stuff I wouldn't expect. So first of all, they're saying that like if you have a green card, can't come back in. It's just not true. Now, as always, if you're out for more than 6 months, the government could ask you and consider you as an arriving alien to see why you've been absent and stuff like that. But practically, they never do that. After a year, they take away the green card too and send you to immigration court unless you sign I-407 to kick you out. Sometimes you sign I-407 to give you a tourist visa to come back in. Maybe you could readjust like that. So strategically, it might be the thing to do. But people are saying there's no SB1, there's no reentry permits. None of that's true. Some they say you can't be outside for more than 170 days in a year. That's wrong. And I even saw one TikTok lawyer that's really famous when it comes to marketing. He was saying that if you're a conditional permanent resident, you're only allowed to be outside the country for 4 months, which is kind of shocked that I don't remember reading anything in the CFR about that. And I read that pretty frequently. It's been a while, I guess, but I would have known about there's a rule like that. I contacted him and I'm still waiting for a response. I don't want to name him intentionally, but that was shocking. The one example that seemed to is policy is there was like a person that had I-751 denied. They were in removal proceedings. While you're in removal proceedings, you're still a green card holder. It's still a judge makes a decision. And then maybe the person had advanced parole too or something like that. But at CBP and Logan, the airport in Boston, they didn't allow him to reenter. And they said this is our policy, is national policy even too. So I mean, if someone's in removal proceedings, unless it's a life or death situation, they shouldn't be leaving anyway. So, but it's like not that's I-75 when removal proceedings is not like a typical kind of case. So ideally you just refile an I-75 on USCIS, depending on what the situation is anyway. So, just a heads up, that's the only factual thing I can find so far of what's going on. Obviously, you never know. The government is some crazy stuff. It's there's thousands of officers, millions of interactions. There's going to be bad ones, but the social media on this one, like, takes out of consideration like the facts of it. There are also word that people coming in on VAWA are getting questioned in secondary and like really into their case. There was just an arrest of a guy, the conviction of a guy in New York who was filing a bunch of fake VAWA cases for parents of U.S. citizen spouses. As you all know, the whole situation with VAWA, I've talked about it before, like how the numbers have spiked in the last 5 years. And there's a whole thing about that that y'all know, or if you don't know, you don't know. But I don't want to get into that. So they're questioning that airport. Unfortunately, that's that. But I haven't had issues with any of my clients traveling. Ideally, not at this point.